So, let's build this the way things usually happen in real projects. I'm not going to start with a perfect component. I start with plain HTML. Just a section, a title, and one feature card. Title and description. Some basic Tailwind classes for spacing and borders. At this point, that's completely fine. One feature, no abstraction. But there's the moment where things change. The second I know I'm going to repeat this pattern, that's when I extract it. And normally, extracting a component is annoying. You create a new file, move the HTML, add imports, then you start wiring props. But in PhantomWP, I can just select the HTML, right-click, extract component. Done. Okay, so in this example we have a feature card with a title and a description. This is the plain HTML for it, and it works very well. The problem is when we want to have multiple cards. So if I pick this up, I copy it and then I paste it on the same page, you can see we have more cards, but the HTML looks pretty ugly and it's hard to reason about. So instead of doing this, let's go back and extract a component. So usually extracting a component is a bit complicated because you have to create a component file, move over the HTML, then import it here and then render it. But PhantomWP takes care of all this for you. So we just select the HTML, right click, and then we extract the component. Let's say we call it feature and extract it. So now, as you can see, everything was taken care of. We have the feature component, we have the component rendered here, and we have the import for the component. So now if we want to use multiple features, we can just duplicate this and we have as many features as we want, and the HTML is much cleaner. But of course we want to pass in properties into the card because we don't a feature card with static text is not really useful. So let's go to the feature component. This is the component, and another feature that PhantomWP has is to extract the properties. So this is the title. We can right click and extract property, and let's call this one title, and the default will be the selected text so fast, extract property, and this will be the content. So we right click, extract property, content, extract property, and if we save, nothing happens because we actually don't pass anything from outside and the defaults are rendered here. But now if we go here and we add a title, we have a custom card. If you want the custom description, we can or content, we can pass in the content, and this is our custom content. So okay, right now we can duplicate this and we have the cards. But if we change the properties are different for each card. So the component does the same. So yeah, now we have a grid of 4 cards, each with their own title and content, and the HTML makes a lot of sense. It's easy to read and it just makes sense. So now these are properties. So now let's have a look into slots. So what are slots? For example, we might want to pass in this button from outside, but a button in a property will be too long, and maybe sometimes you want to pass in something else. So what we can do is remove the button and add a slot here in the component. So as you can see, now the button disappeared, but we can go here and remember each component is basically an HTML tag. tag. So now if we do it like this, not self-closing, close the feature, and now we can add HTML here that will be rendered in the slot of the card. So for example, we can add a button here, and now the first card has the button. Let's remove this, and now you can see we can copy this. Let's create another feature. Let's say we don't want a button, but maybe an H1, and this is done like this. Read more, and this is a heading. So you can see the same feature component, the same title, the same format of the title and the description, but here we inject a button, and here we inject an H1 heading inside this slot area here. Okay, so of course, if we make a change here, we are going to make a change for all the cards. So I don't know, let's say we want the title to be another color. You can see, not the best choice. You can see we can change everything, and all the instances of the components will change. So yeah, this is what slots are. If you use the component as an HTML tag, what's between the opening and the closing tag will be injected in the slot. So now another thing. Now let's say we have multiple features we want to render, but we don't want to copy them one by one. So now we can go here in the upper part of the Astro file, which is called the front matter, and we can paste in an array of features. So this array has a title and a description. So we have fast, clean, AI friendly. So to have our features populated from this array, we can just say open bracelets, because we're writing code, features.map, and this takes in a function that has a feature, and this will return an element. And we close this. We copy this and paste it here. And now you can see we have for each feature in this array, we have a feature card. Now we want to use the title from the array, so we can do this, content equal feature, this one here, dot title. Okay, so, and I put it in the content, it's okay. So we can do it here. So here you have feature.title, and the content will be feature.description. So what we're saying here, for each element in this array, map it to the feature and inject it here. So you can see fast, clean, AI friendly, and the details. Now let's say we want to add a new feature. All we have to do is add another element here. Title is easy to use, and description will be very easy to use, and save it, and we have our new card. So as you can see, that's why components are so powerful, because it allows us to abstract away complicated code and make it more readable and more understandable for humans and for AI. Because remember where it started, and look, now we just have an array of features, and each element is rendered using the feature component. So all this complexity is hidden behind the component. So this is a more advanced use case for components in PhantomWP, and what I wanted to mention is that PhantomWP has no limitation to components. So you can have nested components, you can have complex properties like complex objects, complex TypeScript classes, so there's absolutely no limitation, and they're a very powerful feature. In the next video we're gonna look at how we're gonna get this array from WordPress.